Hi. Anyways, you may have heard that recently I received a phone call from a certain 1000 regarding a certain YouTube's largest art collaboration project. What's that? You hadn't heard? Well, it went something like this. Dukey Enterprises Worldwide, this is Jolene speaking. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, is Bobby there?
Oh, I'm sorry, hon. You got the wrong department. Let me transfer you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. How do I do this? Hello, Bobby Duke department. Bobby Duke speaking.
Hey, Bobby, it's 1000.
Isn't that 1,000?
No, the YouTuber 1000. I made that piece for you.
Oh, Peter! How you doing, man?
Good, man. Hey, I started a piece that's been going from YouTuber to YouTuber. It's been all around the world, and it's finally been completed. But I was thinking, how can we put the icing on the cake of this amazing piece? And then what name popped in my head? Sir Bobbert of Dukebirth.
Oh my gosh. What kind of icing were you wanting?
I think it would be so cool if you made a custom frame for this piece to just take it to that final next level.
I would be totally honored. So many people have put amazing artwork on this. Oh man, I do not want to mess it up.
It's gonna be so sick, man. I'm really excited to have you on this project.
Me too, dude. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for inviting me. Already, I'm getting nervous. And I still am. In fact, I need to change my diaper. But Bobby, we need context. So, for context, this project is huge. This is the culmination of a worldwide artist collaboration project started by Peter, aka 1000. What he did was he painted a character in the center of the canvas. Once finished, he sent it to another YouTube artist named Slew, who painted something on it. Slew then sent it to Doke. Then Doke sent it to Smo. Smo sent it to Nerdforge. Nerdforge to Alpay. And then all the way to downtown Australia to Jazza, who finished the painting. And then he sent it to me. And the pictures do not do it justice. It's incredible how all the different art styles just came together so beautifully and magically. I mean, look at this thing. It's incredible. I totally thought that piece of tape was real, but no, it's just art. And now I have to do something equally as incredible, but also not something that's overpowering, that will distract from it completely, but something that will add to the painting and enhance it. I mean, that's the plan anyways.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
To get on with it, we're gonna need to come up with some sort of idea or concept of what exactly we'll be doing. So let's draw a design. I went ahead and printed off a photo of the painting, that way I could get proportions and stuff right, and I just kind of let my imagination go. I thought, ooh, we need some cool textures, you know, some bubbles in the wood. I think that will look really cool, but right where the bubbles end, I think I want to transition that into raisin. Then I decided the raisin needed some epicness, so I decided to draw a buttload of crystals. And after an uncomfortable amount of erasing and redrawing, I went ahead and inked it all in, gave everything a little bit of a shade, and this is what I've come up with. Now, how am I going to make this thing? I have no idea, but I do know that part of the frame is going to be made out of wood. Hopefully I can make it out of this piece of wood. Wait, hold on, change of plans. Ugh. I actually am gonna be using this piece of wood because the other piece wasn't quite big enough. And I wanna give a huge shout out to Danny over at the Woodshed in DFW. If you're ever in the area, I highly recommend it. They have an amazing selection and he was super awesome and gave me like a really good discount even though I didn't ask for it. So the first step in creating the wood-in portion of our frame, we're gonna need to figure out how to cut a bunch of pieces out of this gigantic board.
Oh, baby!
After making sure the board was thoroughly concealed, I spent quite a bit of time looking at the wood to make sure the pieces I cut out were not only the most beautiful, but also to have them all flow together. Once happy with the selections I've chosen, went ahead and cut off the end with the old skill saw, then just started cutting out all the pieces. Now we're gonna sand each piece, but I wanna tell you about this stuff I came across. It's this self-adhesive sandpaper rolls that are super handy. And oh, look at the idiot. I spent a lot of time making sure everything was nice and smooth, and you may not know this, but to me, sanding is a very serious thing. After serious sanding, I went ahead and built this quick jig in order to help me glue everything up at perfect 90-degree angles. And once dry, poop that on out of the jig. After pooping, went ahead and cut out 2 channels on each end that will not only allow for there to be 2 layers of bubbles, but will also be a channel for the raisin to flow through. Taped on a layer of carbon transfer paper and the design so that I could go back with my little circle tool and draw all the circles on there, transferring the design onto the wood. Now, once the design has been transferred, we take it to the drill press, where I shall start drilling out all of the hundreds of holes. This part took a long time. In fact, every part of this took a long time. Why can't I just make simple arts and crafts? Why do I have to go extra with everything? Can't just make something simple, but yea, therein lies my genius. Thankfully, I am the most humble person you'll ever meet, which helps to cancel out my pride. Now that we're done with this side, let's flip it over and do the nether side.
Yay!
I think you've got the idea, so we'll move on. After saying, "That was the last one," grinning like an idiot, Bobby stood up and heard the doorbell, which made him very happy. He shot off like a pantsless flash because he knew waiting outside on the front porch was a box filled with delicious ingredients sent to him by this video's sponsor, HelloFresh. Guys, I love HelloFresh, not just because they offer fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep, or that they have incredibly easy to follow recipe cards that make cooking fun, but the fact that every meal that I've tried from them so far has been absolutely delicious. Just like this home-style chicken and biscuit pot pie I'm about to make. If you like eating ridiculously great tasting, easy to make meals, then click the link in the description, or go to HelloFresh.com and use code BobbyDuke16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. Other reasons I love HelloFresh is they offer so many different recipes to choose from each week to help you break away from cooking the same boring meals. They also offer calorie smart and carb smart recipes to help you keep up with any New Year's resolutions you may be about to make. HelloFresh also offers a wide variety of quick and easy recipes, including 20-minute meals with easy cleanup and low prep options. I really enjoy cooking, especially when I'm cooking HelloFresh, and I promise you will too, so please help yourself while also helping to support my channel, and go click the link in the description or go to HelloFresh.com and use code BobbyDuke16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. Thanks again so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Okay, after turning the spacer I made previously into a sanding block so we could sand in betwixt the layers, and using my rotary carver to finishing off all of the bubbles, we're gonna need to make a mold for the resin portion of our frame. Started by cutting up some pieces of melamine because it's non-porous, then after reestablishing dominance, screwed it all together, then sealed up all the cracks with silicone. But before we put that in there and pour the raisin, I had to cut a buttload of these little plastic rods, and I'm gonna use those to prop open each half. That way when I remove the spacer, it doesn't get all warpy and stupid. Now that we have all of that done, it's time to poop that piece down into the mold. I'm also gonna spray in some mold release so the raisin doesn't stick. Then we're gonna use some silicone to shore up all the edges and cracks. That way there's no way for the raisin to flow out. Oh. Hello. Let me do that again. Hey! Okay, we are at the point of truthiness where things could go horribly right or horribly wrong. We're going to pour the raisin. The raisin we're gonna use is Thickset Fathom by Total Boat. We're gonna mix up a whole gallon of this stuff, but first I'm going to be putting, it's like a dichroic or sort of iridescent plastic. One direction it kind of looks green, another direction it kind of looks like pink or purple. This should give it sort of like a iridescent fracturing on the inside effect. We're gonna put some of that in the corner. I think I'm gonna put some, let me just show you. Let me just stop talking. After ceasing to imbibe in the spoken word, I proceeded to lacerate the plastic film into a cornucopia of random shapes and strips, which naturally led to me squanching them up before depositing them into the mold. Now let's mix some resin. After pretending to read the directions, I said, "Oh, I'm nervous!" Followed by pouring the raisin in a mixture ratio of 3:1. Now, we mix. Then for some reason, this happened. Is this cool? That look cool.
Yeah, really hot.
Please stop, Nicole. You're encouraging him. After transferring the raisin into a new container, we mix for another 2 minutes. Oh, good grief. Okay, let's pour. Once poured and adding even more plastic bits, we can demold the frame after waiting several days. It has been several days. I'm excited. This is gonna be cool. So I have this cardboard on here just to sort of keep some of the dust off and whoa, dude. That looks awesome. It's all sparkly glowy. Now what we have to do is we're gonna pop off all of these molds, get all the silicone off, and then we're gonna need to sand the sides and sand all the edges, make sure they're flat. And now that we are finally done sanding the frame, it is time to put some epoxy on it. And I'm gonna be using the Illumilite Amazing Quick Coat epoxy. It's great because it cures really fast, but it also leaves a super high gloss finish. So, let's do that. As I lovingly spread raisin over my masterpiece, and as part 1 of this journey comes to a close, I ponder questions like, what is the purpose of my existence? Why am I compelled to endlessly toil creating things I find beautiful? And why did my thoughts suddenly fall silent after my butthole surgery? I may never know the answer to those questions, but I do know that if you want to see how the frame turns out in part 2, you should probably subscribe, because there's still so much I have to show you. Also, I promise you won't have to wait very long for part 2. Thanks for watching.